Hello, welcome to my channel. On my channel, I teach you tips and tricks on how to care for your locks in hopes of us gaining confidence as we rock our natural hair. If you're interested in content related to that, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, keep on watching for today's topic. The last video, I was advocating for people maintaining their locks by themselves and their benefits to it, but with everything that there's a positive, there's definitely a negative. I didn't want it to come across as that's the only way to go, because there is a reason why locticians exist and there is a reason why certain people choose to get their hair maintained. So I'm going to talk to you about the real sides of self-maintaining so you can have both sides, so you can know what to expect and you can weigh your options and think about if you want to deal with some of these things. These are things that I've definitely dealt with at some point. Out of full disclosure, I do self-maintain because the pros outweigh the cons for me, but you can make that decision for yourself. So the first reason why you should not self-maintain your locks is if you don't have patience. You're going to need a lot of patience throughout this journey, especially when you're first starting, because you don't know so much about how to maintain your locks. You're learning a lot, you're Googling a lot, everything is trial and error. And if you're not patient with yourself, if you're expecting yourself just to get everything right away, you might be frustrated and it might be discouraging. When I first interlocked my hair, I combined some locks together. Some parts just didn't look so good. It took some time to learn, and also it took some time for my hair to look like what I wanted it to look like. When I was going through the beginning phase, I started my locks with 2-strand twists. They looked good when the twists were first installed, but about a month later, my hair was frizzy. It was all over the place, and I felt like there's just something that I wasn't doing right. And I remember the first time when I went to get my hair done by a loctician, I kept asking, am I doing everything okay? Am I messing something up? Is there something that I'm doing wrong with my hair? And she kept saying, no, your hair is fine. And this was like a few months after I'd started my lock journey. I was convinced that I messed up my hair. You might be in a position where you're starting your locks and you might feel like there's something that I'm not doing right, but just keep on going. And after a while, you'll grow confident in your ability to take care of your hair and you will gain patience like no other. It's different when you look forward to those appointments to go get your hair done and you know loctician is going to fix whatever it is that you need fixed or is going to take care of the things that you need taken care of, versus when you're the one who's maintaining your hair. Our locks go through so many stages in the beginning, from when they first are installed to when they mature. Sometimes they look like what they need to look like and sometimes they don't, but you need to have patience on yourself and trust the process. One thing you'll hear people say oftentimes, which sounds cliche, is trust the process. Some months your hair will look great and some months your hair will look like you messed something up, but just keep on with it. The next reason that you should not self-maintain your hair by yourself is if you're not ready to make mistakes. You will make mistakes. I talked about this with the patients, but you will do different things. Some things that I've done before, I've colored my hair. I've shared a video about how up until recently I tried to dye my locks red and the roots died and I had to dye it back black. So even after you consider yourself to be an expert or after you've been doing your hair for a while, you'll find that you are still making mistakes. I've made mistakes with products. I've put things in my hair that I shouldn't have put in my hair. So if you're not ready to make mistakes, it can be really hard when you're making those mistakes. Locticians are professionals. They know what should happen at certain points. They know what products to put in your hair most of the time, I will say. If that's going to discourage you or make you think twice about the journey, I would say just go ahead and have someone else maintain your locks for you. The next reason why you should not maintain your locks by yourself is if you're not ready to learn. This journey requires a lot of patience, as I talked about before, but also you have to be intentional about everything you do. There's some things that you can do through trial and error, and you can just try it out with your hair. And then there are other things that you really need to do research. You'll have to research different things like products that you need to use on your locks. So when your locks are dry, what products do you need to be using on them in order to bring moisture back into them? Or maybe you have too much product in your hair. Maybe that's your hair telling you something. So most times when our hair has a problem, whether it's a dry and itchy scalp, lint in your hair, which is the little pieces that can get stuck in it that are a pain to remove, whatever the issue is, your hair is telling you something about its current conditions. That doesn't mean that you should rush to a product. It means that you should try to figure out what your hair is telling you and what's going on with your hair. When you start with what's going on with your hair, then that tells you what kind of product you need. A dry scalp could mean so many different things. It could mean that either your hair is just not getting enough moisture, either you're stripping your hair of the moisture that it needs, which could be a product that you're using that's just too harsh on your locks. There's so many different reasons why different conditions arise. Same with thinning locks. Your locks could be thinning because of your retwist method. It could be because of the styles you're putting in your hair. You really need to start by learning about your hair. One book that I would recommend is The Science of Black Hair. This book completely changed my perception of black hair. If you're not ready to learn maintaining your locks by yourself, it's probably not something that you want to do, because sometimes your hair will do things and will require for research. You might not have someone to ask. Always make sure that you're ready to learn from your mistakes, your situations, and ready to learn from other people as well. So those are the reasons why you shouldn't maintain your locks by yourself. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, but that's the reality of maintaining your locks by yourself. If these things feel like they're going to be overbearing to you, then you might want to think about if this is something that you'll be able to do. I believe that everyone is capable of self-maintaining their hair. It just takes patience and learning. But I hope this video was helpful to someone. My goal with these videos is really just to invite you into my journey. I feel like I'm learning so much as I go on, and it would be a waste for me just to learn all of this when I could share this information with someone. I hope that this was helpful. If you are interested in this content, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And in that same thought, if there are questions that you have specific to lock, I would encourage you to include that in the comment section, and I will try my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you on the next one as usual. All right, take care.